Welcome to the deep dive. So today we're looking at a snapshot of the U.S. From Monday, May 12th, 2025.
Right.
It's basically a quick rundown, economy, trade, politics, social stuff, markets, all to give you a fast, solid grasp of what's happening.
Yeah, and looking across it all, what really strikes me is this sense of pressure building.
Pressure.
Yeah, like on multiple fronts at once. You've got the national finances, global trade, domestic issues. It feels like a lot is converging.
Okay, let's unpack that. Starting with the economy then. The
Yeah.
Treasury Secretary's warning debt ceiling potentially hit by August, pushing for action by, what, mid-July?
Exactly. And for anyone wondering what the big deal is,
Yeah, break it down.
well, think of it like the country's credit limit. Hitting it doesn't stop future spending plans. It means the government literally might not be able to pay bills it already owes.
Ah, okay. So things like bonds, salaries.
Precisely. So not raising or suspending that limit. It risks, well, serious financial instability. Not just here, but globally.
A self-inflicted wound, basically. Okay, let's switch gears to trade. President Trump's saying that baseline 10% tariff on imports is sticking around, even with new deals.
That's the announcement, yeah. Though there's a mention of possible exemptions, for countries offering really good terms.
Hmm. And the goal stated is protecting American industries. Fair trade. What does this mean, practically speaking, if that tariff just stays?
Well, it suggests this focus on protectionism through tariffs isn't going away. The aim is helping U.S. industry, sure, but you might, feel it in consumer prices eventually.
Right, if import costs stay up.
Yeah, and it also keeps the potential for, let's say, trade friction simmering.
Got it. Okay, politics. This is interesting. Fox News host Jeanine Pirro appointed interim U.S. attorney for D.C. That feels notable.
It is. It definitely blurs some traditional lines between media commentary and high-level judicial or law enforcement roles.
What's the core discussion around it?
It really centers on perception. How does the public see someone moving directly from a partisan media platform into a position like that? It raises questions about trust in media objectivity, and judicial impartiality.
Interesting point. Okay, shift it again. What about on the streets? May Day protests still happening.
Yes, reports of continued demonstrations across the country.
Focused on?
Seems like the main themes are labor rights, immigration policies, and also reacting to those recent federal layoffs. Big turnouts mentioned in places like L.A., Chicago, New York.
So these aren't just fading away. What does that signal?
It signals these are persistent, widespread public concerns. They're visible pressure points, right?
Hmm.
And they could definitely shape policy debates moving forward. You're seeing ongoing mobilization.
Okay. Lastly, the markets. Stocks finished up on Friday.
They did, yeah. Followed the Federal Reserve deciding to keep interest rates where they are.
So investors are juggling the tariff news we talked about and the Fed's decision.
Seems like it. And you see it in specific stocks, too. Disney surged, but Alphabet, Google's parent company, dipped.
So what's the quick lesson?
It just highlights how sensitive markets are. They react to the big picture, like Fed policy, but also to very specific company or sector news. The Disney-Alphabet split shows that nuance.
Right. So let's pull this all together. We've got potential economic stress with the debt ceiling looming, a pretty firm stance on trade protectionism, this unusual media to justice appointment, ongoing social protests, and then a market kind of reacting moment by moment.
It's a complex mix, definitely. Each one of these could be its own deep dive, really.
Absolutely. So for you listening to all this, think about how these pieces might connect. The debt ceiling fight impacting markets, trade policy affecting prices, which maybe fuels protests. It's all interconnected. What's the one thread in all this, maybe, that feels most likely to really drive what happens next? Something to mull over.